All right, we're going to go and get started here. If you're on this meeting, you are a head coach, co-coach, assistant coach for our youth basketball team here at the Jewish Community Center of St. Louis. Some quick introductions from the staff that we have on the call right now. My name is Matthew DeWinters. I'm the Director of Sports, Recreation, and Day Camps. Garrett Ashley is on here as well as the Manager of Sports and Recreation, and Stephanie Ray is the J Volunteer Coordinator, who's going to speak about the paperwork that we need to get from you guys and volunteering as being coaches for the team. Really quick, if you're interested in doing a sponsorship or anything like that for a team, please reach out to myself by December 11th. Team jersey sponsors are $250 for those. What that includes is a full color sponsorship logo on the actual jerseys, and I'll show you what that looks like here in just a little bit. For your guys' rosters, if you can please reach out to your players and parents by noon on December 4th. That way they know they have a team that they got practices set up and everything like that, so you can kind of coordinate with them. Your current rosters that we have for people signed up will be sent out tomorrow, Friday. Those not currently registered in our system after tomorrow need to be registered by December 11th. We did extend registration for all the leagues for us to December 11th, so make sure everybody's registered by that time. For the uniforms, these are the uniforms that we have this year for those and K through second that are getting those, and anybody third through high school that are purchasing those as additional. We will be ordering jerseys on December 12th. All those purchasing uniforms will need to be paid in full by December 11th, either registering for K through second for the individual fees or paying the $40 for the uniforms for third grade and up. Anyone ordering a uniform after December 11th, when we place our order on the 12th, will be subject to a $20 additional fee just because of shipping. Then for pickup, we'll notify you guys when the uniforms arrive for pickup. Our goal is to have those early by about the 1st of January is our goal. Each jersey that we order this year, we will not have any extras on hand, only because they come with the player's name directly on the back of the uniform. Our jerseys also do include a number on the front and back. The only requirement we have is a number on the back of the jersey. Anyone third grade and up are ordering your own uniforms in the younger grades as well. I know we have a couple teams that are doing that already have uniforms. Cannot have any offensive naming or writing on them. As the JCC, we reserve the right to determine whether someone has an inappropriate jersey. All jerseys must be the same color, and they must have a number on the back of the jersey. Just a couple things to touch on here in regards to the actual league. Players may not play on more than 2 rosters within the same age group. What that means is if they can't play on 2 kindergarten teams, can't play on 2 JV teams in high school for that. We advise coaches to set expectations with their team/parents and try to over-communicate as much as possible when it comes to practices, when it comes to game schedules. I'll show you guys the game schedules in just a little bit of the software that we use as well. All of our divisions are grade-based. Players can always play up, but we do not allow anybody to play down a grade level. A player will be considered legal if not listed on the official roster. Roster checks may take place at any time. No player may be added to the roster after the 3rd game of the season. All additions must be approved by league supervisors. That's myself or Garrett Ashley. For high school teams, you cannot play on a J team as well as play on your actual high school team. That is a Misha rule, not a J rule. For practices, we start practice the week of December 4th. If you have not scheduled your practice times, please contact me tomorrow. Might put my contact info here in the chat in just a little bit for you. We do have some basketballs, but encourage players and coaches to bring their own as well. We typically have 4 teams practicing on our courts at the same time, so basketballs do get a little bit scarce. For team rankings, we are going to send out a Google form that's going to have you rank your team, including your updated rosters and everything like that as well. Try to be as accurate on this as possible so that we can get the appropriate competition level in each grade. We reserve the right to move teams up or down to create the most competitive divisions. 2nd grade this year will play on half court as we've done in the past. And we also reserve the right to combine divisions also. Game time /conflicts. In that Google form that we're going to send out, it'll include any conflicts that you'll have. So if you're out of town or if your whole team's out of town or anything like that, you can put that on there. What we usually say is if you only have a player out or the head coach is out, we usually say have an assistant coach kind of fill in. It's really if you find out that you can't field an actual team, it's not just a couple players. Game times this year be 11:30 a.m. first tip-off with a 5 p.m. final tip-off. Game schedules, we're going to release the schedule by December 22nd. Games will be played at both locations on Saturdays and Sundays, and the high school will play on Saturdays and Sundays as well as Thursday evenings also. We'll start games the weekend of January 6th and typically concluded by the middle of March. There we do have a game reschedule form. After the season started, we do require a $60 fee to be submitted 14 days in advance of a notification if if you need to reschedule a game. After that, the reason we charge $60 is because we have scorekeepers, we have basketball officials, supervisors that are on site that if you have a 4 o'clock game, we now have an hour break in our schedule and we're still paying that staff for that. And we have to reschedule that and then pay them again. So that's why we charge the fee. That form can be found on Quick Scores, and I'll show you that in just a little bit. If you do submit a reschedule form, the league will give you 2 alternative options to play. If dates not mutually agreed upon between the teams, the game will be declared a forfeit for the team requesting, and the money will be refunded for that. We do have a photo day for our league, both SFC location and Fox location, depending on where you'll be playing at during that photo time. We'll send that out in an email for you, and the photo company will actually reach directly out to you guys to schedule that time in blocks for your team. So please keep a watch out for that email. Please remind parents that they are not allowed upstairs on the track to watch practices or games. They need to be down in the actual gymnasium. To do that, we do have members that are up on the track. They get kind of upset when people are just standing up there. So we watch that pretty close, and we will go up there and tell people to come back down. Unless they are a member of the actual J with an active membership, they are not allowed on the fitness floor or in any other part of the building. For online referee rating, we do send out a referee rating form the Monday after the games. If you're a high school team, you play Thursday, we'll still send that out on that next Monday. It'll be a link that's sent to the head coaches. It's going to rate the referees, scorekeepers' appearance, professionalism, knowledge of the rules, positioning, their hustle, whistles, and other things like that. This year in kindergarten through second grade, we will continue to utilize one patched official. Instead of having 2 high school or college-aged kids, these people, the officials that we have are all MISHA certified, have to take the test, have to go through the trainings as well. Third grade and up, we'll utilize 2 officials, patched officials for that. We feel that just having the patched officials really gives better develop skills on the court and just their knowledge of the game for that as well. All of our rules are posted on Quick Scores, and I'll show you where those are in a second. You're responsible for reading over these rules and everything that pertains to them. If you have any questions about rules specific, please email me after the meeting or contact me in the next couple of days, and I can kind of go through those with you guys as well. In regards to inclement weather, if you put this number in your phone here, we'll send this out. The 314-442-3200. This is where all updates will be placed. We'll also try to send an email out through Quick Scores as well. Software for the scheduling that'll kind of go directly to your email for that. If we ever cancel or have a delayed start, only the head coaches will be contacted, and you'll be responsible for going out and letting the rest of your team know. Always assume we are playing unless otherwise notified. Sportsmanship violations, foul language, intimidation, or threat of bodily harm against player, coach, staff, officials, spectators is highly not tolerated. 2 texts will result in ejection from the game. You'll be asked to leave the gym if you're the coach or sit on the bench if you're a player. 1 game suspension for any ejection will take place. Flagrant foul is an immediate ejection. JCC reserves the right to enact any harsher punishment. So just make sure we're acting right while we're on the court, guys. Make sure we're not using any foul language or anything like that. This is youth basketball. They are kids. So just keep that in mind while you're out there. As coaches, you are responsible for how your parents and fans act during the games. Our officials will not really interact with the fans. What they'll do is they will come over to your bench and let you know that you need to kind of take care of your parents and kind of go from there. You can receive a bench technical or ejected from the game due to your parents/spectators and fans at the actual games. So just make sure they're all acting right, making sure they're not yelling at the officials, the scorekeepers, or any other spectators or any other kids actually on the courts as well. If you have a co-coach, they do need to register as a coach. There is a section I'll put in the chat here. You can go back and look at it. They'll need to fill out the background check forms and everything else from there. That all that information is in the chat as well. That you can click on and kind of go from there. Take note of this. If you're practicing in the gym on these days, the SFC Cree Core location will be closed on December 13th, as well as January 19th, which is a Friday, February 9th, another Friday, that Wednesday the 13th. Date will take place also at the Fox location. That's pretty much all I got for you guys. We're going to open up to questions here in just a second. If you have any questions, concerns, or anything like that, you can always reach out to myself or Garrett. This is our contact info for getting us directly. But if you have any questions, you can let me know that also. I'm going to show you guys here the software that we use. This is the software that we have for Quick Scores. Anybody can access this. We'll send this link out directly to you guys as well. We use this for a number of things for our adult leagues, basketball, volleyball, softball, but it's a lot of it's used for our youth leagues as well. Where we put all this. I've gone in and made active last year, so I can kind of show you in here. This is exactly what it'll look like for you, your parents, your players to go on and look at the actual schedules. On the main page here has my contact info as well as Garrett's info on here that you can always reach out to us. If you have any concerns or questions or anything like that. Under here, you can always go to schedules. Just have them click on whatever grade you are. So if you're second grade, I'm going to use a different one. Sorry, your kindergarten, first grade division here. That's not what it's going to be this year, but that's just what it was last year. On here, they can click directly on the coach's name. So if I'm on Andrew's team, I can click that. Scroll down. I have my entire schedule here. It tells me my location. It'll also have the scores in here for that as well. There's just not active right now that I have it turned off on this one. You can subscribe to this if you want to. So if there's any changes or anything, it'll let you know. We don't usually make a lot of changes unless we contact the coaches and everything like that in regards to games. So if I'm on Kevin's team, I can always come in here and click on Kevin. What I like to do, this kind of, it's harder to see that way. So if you click on print team, it shows a little bit better of an option here. This is all linked with URLs also. So you can always come in here and click on Mike. It shows him his whole schedule and kind of goes from there. You can also click on schedules here, click them, 6th grade, shows everything there also. Locations and maps, this is going to show you exactly where the courts are. If someone says, I don't know where the Chesterfield Fox location is, you can click it, has the address here, shows you the direct building that was located in as well. Same thing for the SFC location. You could always click it and it'll show you there as well. Underneath schedules, that has it linked right here also to where someone can say, ooh, where's SFC Court 2? Tells them the address, shows them exactly where it's at, and gives them the directions there. Underneath your download section here that we talked about earlier, you have your rules in here. It's all PDF, so you can come in here. Kindergarten through 1st grade is going to be the same rules going down. 2nd grade, everything's kind of broken down here pretty easily. Same thing for your 3rd through high school. 3rd through 6th is going to be pretty much the same rules, with some exception of 3rd grade. Your free throws will be at the 12-foot mark, where everybody else will be at the regular. And then down here is our high school rules as well. There were some changes to high school rules this year where they're mirroring women's college basketball in regards to going resetting the team fouls after each quarter. We're just going to stick with what we've done this past year. By switching it to that, we would lose some time that you guys are going to be actually on the court. It would go to 4 8-minute rather than 2 20-minute halves. They don't do a complete running clock where we do that, so we felt just to give you the most playing time, we're going to stick with our 2 20-minute halves, stick with the same thing we've done in the past for our fouls as well. Under that downloads is that game reschedule form here. You can print this out, email it to me, drop it off however you want to do it, but it's there as well. So that is what I have for you guys here today. If you have any questions, we're going to open that up here in just a second. But in the actual chat here, I'll show you. So right now, you go to your Teams on your phone or anything, you can click on chat. You have the forms here for the policies and everything for volunteers. As a coach, you do need to fill all this out. And it'll send it right back to us. Your co-coach needs to do the same exact thing as well. And then I'll show you the other one here. This is the background check form that you'll need to fill out as well. In here everybody in here is going to be 18 and up. So you're going to click that, you're going to fill it out, go through the process here. That way we know everybody is able to coach for us also.